Hi, back here at the Capitol. Last week I sent out an e-newsletter like I do every Friday for 11 years when we're in session. Thank you very much, those of you who've been reading it for 11 years. And many of you wrote back, not about the e-newsletter, but in fact about my big announcement that I made on Saturday when I announced I was running for Congress. So thank you for that, I appreciate it, but just wanted to make it clear, email me at the Senate about Senate business. And if you want to email me about anything else, email me at tbonoff@gmail.com. Now, here's what's going on at the Capitol. So all of the bills that have been heard in divisions are being rolled up into one supplemental finance bill. I can't tell you yet what's going on the tax side of things because members either sit on finance committees or on tax committees. You don't sit on both. And so that's why I talk so much more about finance than tax, because I don't sit on the committee until they bring the bills before me, and then I either vote them up or down. And as you know, oftentimes I vote them down. So maybe I should have been on tax so I could have shaped that tax policy a little earlier in the process. However, so tonight we'll be wrapping up the supplemental finance bill because this is our third deadline. We did it on Thursday, not Friday, because tomorrow night's Passover. And so some of you will be joining me at having seders with your loved ones. I'll be cooking for 25 tomorrow, so I'm hoping we don't go too late so that I can actually make my matzo ball soup. After all this gets passed, then we move on to the floor and we'll be hearing individual bills and the big supplemental bills, and we have very little time left. Here's where the unfortunate part comes in, and I just want you to know that I don't like this part, and I think we have to do a better way to avoid it, and that is, at the end of the day, 3 leaders decide everything, because these big decisions with regard to a bonding bill, a tax bill, transportation bill, and a supplemental finance bill get all linked together, and so a global deal gets made. And whenever a global deal gets made, what's left out are the voices of the individual committees and the voices, in my opinion, of all the people who've been part of the process. So we have to really urge our whoever ends up on the conference committees and our finance chair to stick to those things that actually got passed through the committee process, because that's when the will of the people happens, is when things go through a committee, the majority votes get put into those final supplemental, omnibus bills. And I know some of you just hate omnibus bills in general, and I can appreciate that, but it is hard to put a budget together bill by bill. That's pretty cumbersome. Anyway, so we're going to put it all together and hopefully be able to have the final product reflect the work of the session. I can also tell you that Majority Leader Bach, who will be negotiating on behalf of the Senate, I have a great relationship with, and so I will make sure that our views and the views of our community are well represented at the Capitol. So thanks very much for tuning in. Read the newsletter to get more detail, and hopefully let's have a nice end of the session.